welcome. You're watching our election special and I'm Barkha Dutt. In a few hours from now, we will have a verdict. And these are no ordinary assembly elections. What happens tomorrow will have a direct impact on the UPA at the centre. It will be seen as a verdict of some kind on Rahul Gandhi's performance, and it could mean a hit for both national parties, the Congress and the BJP, throwing up new possible scenarios for what will take place next in 2014. One thing is clear, what happens in these elections, especially in Lucknow, will have a direct impact on New Delhi. As we come closer to Judgment Day, many are asking whether Akhilesh Yadav is now the next big leader, with most exit polls predicting a clean victory for the Samajwadi Party. What will that mean for Rahul Gandhi, who's invested so much of himself personally? If the Congress does not do well, will it be seen as a Rahul Gandhi's failure, a big hit potentially for the Congress General Secretary? Also, Mayawati, who's managed to consolidate the Dalit vote, what does it mean for her magic? Will she be in the game or not? And will Uttar Pradesh see once again the chessboard of potential alliances, the SP and the Congress, or the Congress and the BSP? All sorts of formulas are wide open and possible. Anything, in fact, is possible. There's even the possibility of president's rule. We'll be looking at all of these scenarios on the program today, but the big question we're asking, what happens in Uttar Pradesh will impact national politics directly. What impact will that be? We'll be debating that question. But earlier today, I spoke to Salman Khurshid. Now, Salman Khurshid, of course, has been one of the prominent faces of the campaign in Uttar Pradesh, also the law minister. And I began by asking Salman Khurshid whether, despite the fact that the Congress has denied on record that it's open to any alliances, that will still stand once the results are in.
To tell you the truth, the party hasn't spent time talking about what would happen if one kind of outcome becomes obvious. Frankly, we've devoted ourselves entirely to the campaign. We went there to drive a hard campaign to fight to win. We do know that we were up against odds, particularly of historical nature, but we really went there to go for the first prize. Now, we've done the best that we could, and in the most, I believe, the most elegant manner. Now, let's see what happens, how people treat us and their results.
Now, Salman Khurshid, you seem to be saying that while you had your eye on the first prize, the jury is, in a sense, out on what happens next. It's a wait-and-watch sort of attitude. But can I ask you that, don't you think it would be rather peculiar that having spent most of your campaign attacking the Mayawati government, attacking Mulayam Singh Yadav, you would suddenly be open to potential alliances with them, or is all fair in love and politics?
Well, there are a lot of obvious statements are made by a lot of people, and I don't want to add to the cacophony of more obvious statements. Let me just say this to you, that we are now waiting with bated breath to see what the results look like tomorrow. We have some reason to believe that the results will be good across the country, and they will be good in UP as well. We've looked at the exit polls that have been shown. We could nitpick with the exit polls, we could agree, we could disagree, but it's now only a matter of a few hours and we'll know what the truth is, and once we know what the truth is, we can move on with analysis, we can move on with responses and reactions.
So, the important thing is you are not ruling out an alliance?
I'm not categorically including anything at all, because it's not for me to decide. Our party leadership will decide. We will provide our inputs as well as we understand and what our experience has been, both of the past and of the recent election. We will put the best that we have understood before our party leadership, and our party leadership will take a call. I don't want to foreclose anything. I don't want to indicate, suggest, or insinuate. I don't want to encourage anything. I don't think that that's all really called for at this point in time.
Salman Khurshid, we've seen already a certain kind of ring fencing has begun around Congress General Secretary Rahul Gandhi, with politicians from your party today coming out and saying if the Congress doesn't do as well as expected, then it will not be Rahul Gandhi's failure, it will be the party or the organization's failure. Isn't this a bit of an oddity that if the party were to do well, then all credit will go to Rahul Gandhi? If it does badly, then the blame goes to everybody else?
See, why don't, I think we've spent so much time, including in the media, talking about Mr. Rahul Gandhi. I think that he led us from the front, and he led us admirably. Much of what he wanted to do for UP, I do believe that he did by the time we got into the heat of the campaign. Now, shall we not wait for a while and let him give an indication of what he thinks is the outcome, or how he believes he has seen things pan themselves out? He is the leader after all, and it's best if we hear from him. And I can assure you that he has a much broader vision about UP, and he has a much of a long-term engagement concept that he talked about repeatedly in his election speeches. Let's respect that, and let's go along with that, and then wait for him to indicate what the path ahead is.
All right, either way, there will be some sort of judgment on his performance. But there is also perception, Salman Khurshid, that the Congress has suffered, or rather could potentially suffer, by having overplayed the Muslim quota card. You would know a thing or two about that, having drawn controversy for your own announcement of that quota. In particular, many psephologists believe that within the OBC caste community, there will be a backlash on the one side, because it was from their quota that this Muslim quota is to be hived off. And on the other side, the Muslim vote is not consolidated behind you either, not that the Muslim vote ever really consolidates behind any one party.
That's a lot of arguments bundled together. Now, if somebody doesn't like what we are doing, the other lot should like what we are doing. But I don't think the psephologists are giving an answer of that. I've also heard a psephologists say that Muslims are very unhappy with the quota. Now, frankly, I'm not going to engage psephologists with their somewhat erudite arguments. I know the ground reality. I know how people reacted. What we did was not for votes. What we did is what we believe had to be done. Such a committee is now 5 years old. Rangnath Mishra Commission recommendations are there. And I do think, and somewhat sad and regrettable, that something which is purely a constitutional matter, constitutionally mandated matter, should be seen in pure political terms as an appeal to a community or a group of communities. But that's what an election is all about. Sometimes you understand things well, sometimes you don't. But election is not the end of the world. There is a lot more to do now, between now and 2014, and we'll continue working in that direction.
The NDTV News app had redefined the entire genre. Now, another market beater. It's already hit #1.
NDTV Profit, India's #1 finance app. Download free at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Live stream of NDTV Profit, market news, and your easy-to-manage portfolio. Download now, ndtvprofit.com/apps.